The war in Sudan has been raging for more than 1,000 days, and now food aid in the country is about to run out. The World Food Program warns that without an immediate donation of nearly $1 billion, food stocks in that country will not last beyond March. It is a devastating development in a country where half the population does not have enough to eat. Joining us with a look at the situation on the ground is Mohammed Kamal. He's the country director for Plan International Sudan. He's joining us from Khartoum this morning. Good morning to you. Explain why food aid in Sudan now is at a risk of running out.
Good morning, and thank you so much for hosting me in your interested program. Actually, as you have rightly said, more than 35 million people, most of them are children, girls, and women living in Sudan, do not have access to food and even water. We are facing a very deteriorating humanitarian situation. As supplies and food dwindle, there is a high risk of mass starvation and even famine that can spread all over the country in a few days unless there is financial support and funding provided to humanitarian organizations.
Half the country is going to run out of food, not have enough to eat in weeks from now. What does that look like when you're out in the streets, when you're out in the communities?
Actually, I have just come back from visiting one of the camps that is hosting thousands of internally displaced people. I have been talking to hundreds of girls and women and young people. They have expressed their dire need of food. They did not have food for the last 10 or 15 days. Now, everyone in Sudan, especially children, girls, and women, their main dream is to have access to regular food so they can just continue surviving before there is a massive starvation and even famine in the country. But it is not just about food. There is a significant increase in gender-based violence. Hundreds of girls and women have shared with me horrifying stories of rape, sexual violence, forced sex, and unwanted pregnancy that have been taking place.
Mohammed, you're in Sudan's capital, and the military-led government is now back in that city after being driven out nearly 3 years ago. What is the political and military situation on the ground?
The political and military situation remains highly unstable and highly unpredictable. Just 2 hours before I'm talking to you, there is the highly strategic city called Kadugli, which is the capital of South Kordofan, which has been under the control of Rapid Support Forces or RSF for 2 years. This city has been under siege, where more than 200,000 people did not have access to basic needs, including water and food, for 2 years. This city has fallen now under SAF, Sudanese armed forces, who started to take over the city. But it is not just about the military and political situation. The most important fact is that millions of people, especially children, girls, and women, continue to pay the heavy bill of this war for the last 3 years.
The UN says, Mohammed, that Sudan is home to the world's largest hunger and displacement crisis. You've also added to that by the fact that that rape is being used as a weapon of war in this battle there. So what happens next for the people of Sudan, and what do you need from countries like Canada?
We are asking everyone, especially the people of Canada, who have been showing compassion in such very critical and difficult moments, to continue staying in solidarity with the people of Sudan, to continue taking positive and bold action, including any support they can provide to save lives. The situation is really deteriorating on the ground. And unless we do something about this, people of Sudan will never forget us. We are talking about more than 15 million girls and children are still dropped out of school. 1.4 million children and girls are people with disability who have been injured due to the war they have never contributed to. These are not reports or figures in reports. Behind every figure, there is a child with hope, a girl with dreams, a mother with resilience and commitment. When the people of Sudan continue to suffer in silence, the world cannot afford to look away. We have to do something about this. And I'm urging through your entrusted program, the people of Canada, to provide support as much as they can so we can continue saving lives on the ground.
aside from the support of Canadians in this country, what do you need to see from our government?
From the government of Canada, who has been upholding human rights and the rights of the most vulnerable people, we are urging them to call for an immediate ceasefire, a humanitarian and conditional humanitarian truce, where we can have access to the most vulnerable communities, to make sure that the conflicting parts are invited to go for negotiation, to discuss peaceful talks, and to engage in a meaningful dialogue that can really save the lives of the people on the ground. This war has to stop now, before tomorrow.
Country Director for Plan International Sudan, Mohammed Kamal, I want to thank you for keeping this at our attention here in Canada. Thank you for joining us from Khartoum this morning.
Thank you so much for your support. Thank you.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.